I'm Kristen Group with Aesthetic Advisor TV, and I'm here with Scott Carson of the Aesthetics and Cosmetic Business Association to begin our series, Zapped, Tactics that Laser Manufacturers Use Against You and What You Can Do to Protect Yourself. Scott, please explain how laser manufacturers oversell technology to those who have purchased cosmetic lasers.
This is a relatively easy one. I think we all know the Oprah effect. You put something on Oprah and millions of things sell.
Yep.
And laser companies, aesthetic companies, have learned this. And QVC and all the shopping networks, they really are in many cases unchecked. Their job is to sell things. They're very salesy in the way they approach it. And so these products are brought out and amazing claims are made. And in many cases, those claims aren't substantiated. And this cost falls on the clinician, because if they're oversold a piece of technology because they get excited about it, they went to a seminar, they saw something on TV, there was a local news segment on it, and they go out and purchase it based on those facts. And then they find out a month later, 6 months later, a year later, that it didn't do the things that were referenced in the brochures or in the marketing materials, online, whatever it may be. They're stuck with this lease payment, with this loan, with this capital acquisition that they have a very difficult time selling. And the reason why they have a difficult time selling it is because the market has caught up and found out that these products are not effective. Patients usually first, and how we see this is on Real Self. Real Self, the product when it first comes out on realself.com, high, feedback. People are happy. And as it gets distributed in the marketplace and it gets saturated in the marketplace, people either fall in love with it, there's newer technology, or it just doesn't work the way the manufacturers represent it. And because of that, you're now stuck if you would have bought one of these devices. And you've got to make the payments. And as I mentioned a moment ago, you can't sell it.
Well, what I've noticed is everybody wants to look younger, thinner, less hair, less spots. So what I've noticed in the marketplace is that it comes out like a big rush of machines or devices to be able to achieve these results. And then as a practitioner myself, I'm very skeptical, but I'm a little bit more seasoned than some practices out there where I really want to see the device actually work. And so you get it in, there's super high hopes for everything, and then you start using it and it's kind of like, wow, they must have had some really good before and afters because I can't make this work the way that I thought it could work.
Again, I often reference, if we look at every other aspect of our world of technology, whether it's an iPhone or some other new emerging great device or software or app, we think that applies to this industry almost universally. Well, if it's new, it must be the best. It must be great. It must be sound. And when in fact, that's just not the case. The best way, I think, to make sure that you don't end up with one of these devices is wait. A very wise person once told me that time is your ally in situations like this. And that always runs through my head in situations where I'm being pushed to buy something at the end of the quarter, or if it's the case of a manufacturer, hey, we really want you to take these products on and sell them. I always wonder, you know what? Time is my ally. I think I need to wait. And most often, that serves me well. And that would be my advice to clinicians is when you're being rushed to make a decision, is just to slow down, take your time, and chances are if it's a great technology today and it's a game changer, it'll be a great technology in 3 months or 6 months. The difference is you've minimized your risk substantially if you wait.
When we talk about the different devices and the different wavelengths that are available, one of the things that I've always noticed is there's only so many. And now what we're trying to do is take those wavelengths and offer them in a different format. But I think that this industry is still in its infancy, and it's really hard to determine what wavelengths are going to be able to do what treatments with what clients.
I am going to oversimplify this. So there's going to be a lot of people that see this and say, he doesn't know what he's talking about. And in many cases, as it relates to this, I am not an expert. And there are experts that can validate this and provide more detail. But we must understand there's only certain, let's talk about light, for example. There's certain wavelengths, and those wavelengths are defined. And those wavelengths do specific physiological changes to whatever it may be, tissue, hair, whatever it is you're trying to treat. And what people don't realize is just about every device that the FDA clears for market to be able to be used in the US is based on a predicate device. So if somebody's coming out with a new IPL and it's a certain wavelength, it's usually based on somebody else's, in many cases, their own IPL. So let's say it's a 560 wavelength. It's been sent to the FDA to be cleared to be sold based on their own or somebody else's 560 IPL. So what you really have to do, again, is slow down, do your research, and find out, is this new IPL that they're talking about, is it really that remarkable? Is it really that new? Again, slow down, take your time.
That's great information, Scott. We've spent some time discussing one tactic that laser manufacturers use against you and what you can do to help protect yourself. I'd like to thank Scott Carson of the ACBA for his dedication to help change the industry and also for spending some time with us. If you would like more information on the ACBA, please go to www.acba.expert. Thanks for watching.